Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So giving you a quick review of module 1 syllabus first so that you guys can understand that which subject we have already done with and which subject we are about to do from today. We are starting with the now new subject from today. Although a part of the subject has already been finished, but yesterday I told you my target till 30th September is to finish two subjects of module 1, right? So when it comes to your module one is carrying four subjects. How many subjects are there, students? Four
Four.
Four
subjects are
subjects.
there, right? When it
Yes, sir.
comes to four subjects, the first subject is GIGL, that is jurisprudence, interpretation, and general laws. Okay. When it comes to GIGL, if you'll go through with the subject, the language is quite very complicated because it is a core law. Actually, this is the law that has been the part of LLB curriculum, that is general laws, like criminal procedure code, civil procedure code, Indian penal code, and all these kind of in Constitution of India. So the subject is bit technical, but from the point of view of CS, I would say that I told you in the beginning in my orientation itself, like when it comes to GIGL, your approach should to qualify the exam, not to excel in the subject, because logically you are nothing to do with this subject in practical life as a company secretary, because it is the area dominated by lawyers, advocates, solicitors. It is not something related or relevant to company secretary profession, right? Right, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Speak up, everyone in the class. Now the second subject is company law and practice. I told you you have to master this subject. You don't have any other option, because when it comes to company law and practice, company secretary profession is having forte in this subject. It is going to be your forte, and you have to be expertise in terms of company law. We have done with almost majority part of the subject. Only 4 5 chapters are pending that we are going to finish it before 30th September, right? Right, students, and you
Yes,
should
sir.
try to score at least 70 marks in this paper. Everybody speak up in the class. Is it clear? Now the
Yes,
yes,
sir.
third,
sir.
now the third subject is setting up of business and labor laws. Where it comes to setting up of business, it is carrying 60 marks of your syllabus, and labor laws are carrying 40 marks of your syllabus. This is the third paper of your subject. Again, when it comes to this subject, it belongs to business and commercial law category. So definitely institute would have a high expectation from the students when it comes to setting up of business and labor laws. An institute will seek a kind of practical approach of students in terms of this subject. If you'll go and check the paper pattern, almost 70 to 80% paper is application based question, and 20 to 30% paper belongs to 20 to 30% paper belongs to um direct questions. So you have to have a grip on the subject. There is no other option. And you should also try to score at least 70 marks in this paper so that it will show that you are quite committed with the topics which is going to be part of your profession, right? Right, student.
Yes,
So
sir.
level of
Yes,
difficulty is
sir.
also going to be high when it comes to the third paper. The fourth paper is going to be your corporate accounts and financial management. When it comes to corporate accounts and financial management, students are spending a lot time. We have planned about it how we are going to proceed with the subject. Around 30 to 40% of syllabus is theory, 60 to 70% paper is practical. But students are spending a lot time because being a company secretary, students they find accounts bit difficult. But my target for this subject from all my students is like 50 BI, so I'm okay with that because ठीक है ना वैसे भी what the company secretary will do in terms of accounts other than just signing the reports, right? Because you need to have basic understanding of accounts. You should be capable enough to read and understand what the financial statement is saying. You would have no role to play when it comes to making the books of accounts, preparing the books of accounts, entering the entries and casting the financial statement. You would have no role to play when it comes to financial matters of the company, right? right, students?
Yes, sir.
So out of four papers, your target should be two papers, the second and third paper, and you should have an exam oriented approach when it comes to first and fourth paper, right? Right, students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
If
sir.
anybody will not speak, if anybody could not speak up in the class, they can text and interact. I'm not here to entertain those who cannot speak up in the class. This is an interactive session. This is not like I am reading the news and you guys are listening the same. Is it clear? So if you cannot speak up, keep a respect, respond through messages. Okay? If you cannot speak up. So
Yes,
this is
sir.
the thing. Okay. So 40, 60 and 40 marks students. So 60 marks is setting up of business. 40 marks is labor laws. We have already done with labor laws. Now we are starting with setting up of business. Now when it comes to part A1 Nabida, that is setting up of business, it is carrying 13 chapters. How many chapters are there? 13 chapters are there. When it comes to part B, it is carrying 7 chapters. Okay. Total 20 chapters are there. We have done with almost 7 chapters. That is part 2. Part 1, that is related with setting up a business, is carrying 13 chapters. If you'll go through with the subject in such a way that Rahul sir, we just do not want to get into the concept. We also want to understand the practical aspects of the subject, like if you're willing to put the efforts, sir, tell us that how the Gumasta license is being made over here in Maharashtra or in any other states, or how the insurance license has to be taken. Whatever work I am doing as a practicing company secretary and I am having an exposure, I would definitely love to share it with you students, but you have to put the extra efforts and you should be willing to learn the practical skills as well, then we can work it out together. Okay, but this 1.5 hour ka session will only be for the exams, right? Other than that, if you guys will be available and I am comfortable, we'll learn the other part as well. Okay, got my
Okay,
Okay,
point,
sir.
Okay,
students?
sir.
yes, sir.
Now if we'll go, I told you part A is carrying 13 chapter having 60 marks ka weightage, part B is carrying 7 chapter having 40 marks ka weightage. If you will go through with the institute's objective, what is the thought process of institute, what kind of expectation institute is carrying from students when it comes to this subject. So I have gone through with four attempts ke paper. The new syllabus has been started from December 2023 students. So I have checked December 23 ka paper, June 2024 paper, December 2024 paper, and June 2025 paper. I've understood that institute is expecting you to have an holistic approach of the paper. Institute is not asking question like from first chapter. If they are asking any question, they would stick to chapter number one only. Sometimes they are merging the concept of chapter number one with chapter number four, chapter number one with chapter number 10. Means institute is expecting you to have an holistic understanding of part A. The level of questions are a bit complicated. Tricky questions has been asked by the institute. So sometimes you find it very difficult to crack the question. So as much as you practice, as much as you revise, it will build concept in your mind and you will have a kind of holistic approach that is being expected by the institute. On last lecture, I have discussed how you can develop this habit. What I'm expecting students, I told you from today we are starting afresh. Forget about whatever we have done till last lecture. Forget about it. We can revise whatever is being done in the month of November again, right? Because by any which ways we are going to complete our syllabus by 31st October for three papers, right? So what is my clear idea? Let's start it as a first lecture. That first time you guys are sitting in the lecture for CS executive. And from today, adopt one single practice. That is, whatever is being taught in the class, do make a habit that once the class is over, I am going to start taking tests from tomorrow by 10 p.m. Today, I'm not going to conduct any test from tomorrow. Whatever I have taught in today's lecture, whether it is company law or setting up of business, I'll take 30 minutes ka test by 10 p.m. so that you guys can write and practice whatever is being taught in yesterday's lecture. Okay, make it habit, like once your class is over, do give 30 minutes of revision to whatever is being taught in the class, so that you will have an habit of revising every day. Got my point? Is it clear, students?
Yes,
And
sir.
that you guys can easily do, because I know that when I am teaching, I am making things revised again and again in the class, and it will hardly take 10 to 15 minutes to revise one subject. And once the class will start, every day we are starting by 7, so by 6:30 to 7 you guys can sit and revise whatever has been taught in yesterday's lecture. So the class, whatever is being taught in the class, I am going to give you multiple revision in the class itself. You will do it after the class, you will do it before starting of the class. So if you will conduct every day two times, three times of revision, definitely everything will be stored in your mind, and you will be capable enough to give the answers in daily test, right? And if you will perform daily, collectively you will perform in the exam too, right? Right,
Yes,
students.
sir.
It's
Yes,
not
sir.
all, remember, it's not all about quantity. People are saying, a lot of faculties and teachers are saying that it requires 8 hours ka study, 10 hours ka study, 12 hour ka study if you want to qualify CS. But I find it like it is more of consistency and small consistent efforts, not like you are sitting for hours and you are not doing qualitative work at all. Got my point? Is it clear,
Yes, sir.
student? So
Yes, sir.
we'll follow the same routine. We'll follow the same routine every day, 30 minutes after class, every day, 30 minutes before the class. For three theory subject, I can assure you, for accounts, by next verse, once you guys will be settled for this week, by next Monday, I'll assign you accounts ke topic. Start spending an hour for accounts. Start spending an hour for accounts. So every day, how much time you guys have to spend for studies is 3 hours class, 1 hour self study for theory, that is 4 hours, right? And after that, maximum 45 minutes to an hour, I'll give you assignment for accounts. Okay, you'll start practicing accounts. Okay, so by spending consistently 5 hours a day, I can assure you, you guys will qualify in December 2025, even if you are starting from scratch. Got my point, students? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
And
sir.
if you cannot manage, like few are working, like Shashikant ji is working, Karishma is working, in that situation, if you can Monday to Friday just can spend 4 hours a day, like 3 hours for class, 30 minutes before class and 30 minutes after class, then on Saturday and Sunday you guys can sit for 5 hours and can do practical ka part. Okay, students, you can do it on weekends if you cannot do it on weekdays. Got my point? But try to, because sitting on weekends for 5, 5, 6 hours all together and finishing all the stuff in one go would be difficult. So it's better if you can manage it 1 extra hour for accounts. Okay, got my point, students? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Anybody is having any doubt? I feel nobody is having any doubt. Let's start with the subject. So, first 13 chapters are, setting up of business. Next, 7 chapters of labor laws. We have done with the labor laws, but again, we'll revise it in the month of November once we have done with all three theory papers, right? Now, starting with chapter number one. Chapter number one is beta selection of business organization. What is the heading of chapter number one, student? Speak up.
Selection of
Selection of business
Selection of
organization.
business
Okay.
organization.
So
selection
see,
of
beta, over here in India or over the globe, if you're willing to start your business, you would have two options available. Either you can go ahead with a formal business organization, or you guys can go ahead with informal business organization. How many options are available, beta? Two options are available. One is formal business organization, another one is informal business organization. Got my point? Is it clear,
yes.
student?
Yes,
It
sir.
is not the type, it's I'm not talking about the type of business, whether I want to get into grocery ka business, or I want to get into medical ka business, or I want to get into what category of business, is totally up to me. It's totally up to my expertise. It's totally up to my experience. It's totally up to in which industry or area I am comfortable working with, right? But when it comes to choosing the business model, whether I'm going ahead with a company or I'm going ahead with a proprietorship firm, it totally depends upon so many factors. But if I am starting my business with a company, it will be treated as a formal organization. But if I am starting my business with proprietorship firm, it is known as what, beta? Informal business organization. Now, why I am saying formal and informal, the logic behind it is like, If you want to open a company, definitely you have to get it registered first. Once your company will be registered, then only you can start a business as a company, right? So if you want to open a
Yes.
business as a company, it does require formal registration. It does require following the formal procedure of registrar of companies at 2013. Without following the formality, you cannot have your company. So that is why company is a formal business organization, right? Right, students?
Yes, sir.
Whereas
Yes, sir.
if you want to open a sole proprietorship firm, what you will do, you'll select a shop, you'll decide the industry, you will order the stock, you'll put up the stock, you'll inaugurate, and you will start the business. You does not require any registration under any law for the time being in force. You can start your sole proprietorship firm without any registration at all, right? Right, students, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So no formality in sole proprietorship firm, no formality in partnership firm. So it will be treated as what, beta, informal business organization. But formalities are there if you are willing to open limited liability partnership firm, cooperative society, trust, or company. So formality is being involved. That is why it is a formal business organization. Got my point? Is it clear, students? Is
Yes,
it
Yes,
sir.
sir.
clear? Now
Yes.
the second point is why to get into hustle of incorporation, why to get into hustle of registration, why to take pains. So see, when it comes to formal business organization and informal business organization, definitely when it comes to matter of convenience, informal business organizations are really good. Means I am very comfortable, by opening my shop without following any legal formality, because people find it like little complicated to go formal, right? But in informal structures, people are very comfortable. If it is a matter of convenience, you would go ahead with informal business organization. But when it comes to matter of benefits, when it comes to matter of actually matter of growth or matter of scalability, you will go ahead with formal business organization. Now I'm explaining you. See, Bida, if you are registering, if you are opening a informal business organization, like if you are going ahead with proprietorship firm, there were several issues associated with informal business organization. The first and the biggest problem is funding. See, if I'm running an informal business organization, we know that fuel for the business is funding, right? Without funds, I cannot think about, scaling up my business, right? So, as a proprietorship firm or as a partnership firm, if I'm asking a bank or NBFC or a public financial institution for loan, first and foremost thing is like they would ask for my books of accounts, records, and papers, right? They would ask for my financial statement. If I would submit any financial statement with the bank, public financial institution, or any fund provider, first problem will be the trust issue, right? They would have clear idea that whatever financial statement I'm showing, they are not true, right? They would have always a doubt or a trust issue or reliability issue. They know that my accounts are not duly audited by any professional. And what I'm putting in front of them is based on my estimation. I haven't recorded all purchase. I haven't recorded all the sales. I haven't recorded all the expenses. So my financial statement is not depicting the true and fair view of the state of affairs of my business, right? Right, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
But being a company, if I am having a private limited company, or I am having a one person company, or I am having a public limited company, definitely under law, I am under a strict obligation that I have to maintain proper books, records, and paper. As I have to maintain proper books, records, and paper, my financial statement will depict the true and fairest view of the state of affairs of my company, because all the records are true, right? Third thing is my accounts are subject matter of audit. So a independent professional has certified that whatever is being disclosed by my financial statement is true, right? So logically, can I say that funding is quite easy when it comes to formal organization, but funding is very difficult when it comes to informal business organization, right? Right,
Yes, sir.
students, got my
Yes,
point.
sir.
So when it comes to formal business organization, it's not convenient to work in a formal business organization. When it comes to matter of convenience, informal business organization are very comfortable. But when it comes to funding options available with a formal business organization, a lot of funding opportunities are available. If you approach Shark Tank, the high net worth individual can fund your business. You can fund your business through, venture capital fund or alternate investment fund. Many modern options are available when it comes to funding a formal organization. Even you can go ahead with traditional financing, bank, NBFC, or any other financial institution involved in funding process. So logically, everybody is okay to provide fund when it comes to formal business organization. I have given you reason behind it, logical, right? But in case of informal business organization, funding is very, very difficult, right? Right, students,
Yes,
heard my
sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
Now, second problem, what I feel now, when it comes to formal business organization, no students, other than funding, one more important part is about separate legal entity, about corporate personality, about corporate will. So what is exactly corporate will? You must have heard about the concept that company is different from the person forming it, right? If I am holding 100% shares in the company, I'm totally different from company. The assets of the company is the assets of the company, and same with the liabilities. So I would not be held responsible for the liabilities of the company, right? You must have heard it, right? Right,
Yes,
students.
sir.
But think about its practical aspect. See, if we see our business is not all about your management skill. Business is not all about your proprietorship skills. It is not all about what kind of businessman you are. Sometimes business, even in many times of business, you would be failure in a business, although you have put all your efforts, but you could not make huge profit. You cannot get the growth, right set of growth, and definitely in that situation you have to close down your business, right? Many things in a business is a subject matter of out of your control, right? You cannot control everything in terms of your own business, right? Right, students.
Yes,
So
sir.
see if something comes up and that makes your business miserable, you cannot manage, you could not earn profit, you could not grow in your business, you have to close down your business unit. Now, if you would have informal business entity, what would happen? Your creditor will make your life hell, right? They'll again and again
Yes,
come to
sir.
your flat, they'll directly come to your home, they'll file a direct suit against you, they'll file a recovery case against you, right? And they'll create a lot of personal and legal trouble against you if you are having an informal business entity, because in informal business entity the concept of separate personality doesn't exist. Asset of the business is the asset of the proprietor, liability of the business is a liability of proprietor, right? You have to sold out your own personal assets, all your personal belongings, and including your family assets would be in stake if you are running an informal business organization, right? Means in case of huge debt, you cannot have a peaceful sleep if you are having an informal business organization, right? Right,
Yes,
students.
Yes,
But
sir.
in case of a formal business, or speak up in the class, students, everybody, those who are not speaking up. Now the second point is, when it comes to formal business organization, if I could not manage to make something good in my business, can my creditor file a suit against me if I am the 100% shareholder? If they would file any personal suit against me, the court will not entertain that suit. Court will say that please, you cannot file suit against Rahul. You have to file suit against the company, right? Do my personal asset, my personal property, made up my wife's jewelry, or anything would be available to settle down the debts of my business? Answer would be no, not at all, right? Right, students. Because the court will say that, the court will clearly say that see, whatever is being available in the balance sheet of the company, take it over, recover your amount whatever you can, but you cannot file a personal suit against the owner or directors or founders, right? Because company is different from the person forming it, right? Right,
Yes,
students.
sir.
Is
yes,
it
yes,
clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So three reasons I have given. Formal is convenient, but formal may funding is issue, formal may personal liability is being involved, sorry, informal may and when it comes to formal, no personal liability, funding is easy, and you will get n number of opportunity for funding, and registration is required, right? It is not a matter of convenience, it is a matter of bit trouble at the time of starting up and further continuation, right? Right, students, got
Yes,
my
sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
Now if we'll further think about think practically, students, huh? Now if I would think further about informal business organization, formal business organization, the second the further benefit that as a company I'll get, the further benefit as a company I'll get is see, if I'm having a company, what I have seen in practical life, students, when it comes to formal business now, first and foremost thing I feel is they are system oriented, right? They are system oriented, they are system driven, they are not individual driven, right? Right, students. Like
Yes,
if
sir.
you will see that when it comes to Reliance Industries Limited or Tata, they are conglomerate. They are into almost every business, right? So do you think that being an individual, Mukesh Ambani is having so much time that he can handle all his business lines? Answer would be no, right? Because all corporates are system driven, right? Right, students, है ना?
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
are
sir.
driven by system, they are run by the system, they are not dependent on human beings, right? People may come, people may go, but company goes forever, right? So if you are having a vision to establish a social enterprise, if you are having a vision to establish a social enterprise, and whenever I am talking about social enterprise, don't misinterpret or misunderstood me that I am talking about a non for profit organization or I am talking about NGO. See, yeah, even DMart is a social enterprise, right? Right, students. What do you
Yes,
mean by
sir.
social enterprise? Social enterprise is an enterprise which is capable of scalability and which is for solving some sort of community problem. So what the DMart is doing, it is actually serving the community. You are getting the best product at your doorstep or at the convenience of your vicinity at the most reasonable prices, right? Right, students. If
Yes, sir.
whatever, if I want to buy a packet of 1 kg ghee, I'll bought it in 600 or 700 rupees per kg from the shops nearby my location, right? But if the same ghee, if I'll purchase from DMart, I'll get 100 150 rupees ka discount. Can't I say that DMart is actually serving the community, including, although definitely being a social enterprise only, it cannot serve, it is also booking the profit, but definitely whatever convenience I'm getting from DMart, I'm not going to get it from the local shops, right? Right, students,
Yes,
Yes,
got
sir.
my point. So a
yes, sir.
matter of when it comes to scalability, definitely scalability is possible when you are system driven. If you are individualistic approach you are opting, like if I'm talking about nearby shops of my location, I am pretty sure that if the owner will get viral fever, the shop could not be closed for open for a period of 3 4 days, right? Because they are totally dependent on certain individuals, right? Right,
Yes,
students,
sir.
and they have their own limitations, right? So can I say that when it comes to corporate organization or formal organization, they are system driven, so scalability is definitely possible, right? But if I'm talking about informal organization, they are individual driven or driven by staff, so definitely they are dependent on few people, so scalability is not possible, right? Right, students,
Yes,
got
sir.
my
Yes,
point.
yes,
So
yes, sir. Yes,
if
yes, sir.
I'll observe all the aspects, I would always recommend, if I'm treating you as my friend, I would never recommend you to open an informal business organization. I would definitely recommend you to open a formal business organization. But see, yaar, it's all about your vision, it's all about your object, it's all about your purpose. I have seen people are opening business, including me. We are generally opening a business in order to earn our livelihood, right? Right, students. If you
Yes, sir.
talk to people that why you are getting into business, why you are getting into service line, their vision is not to serve the community. Their vision is not to scalability. Their vision is not to build something very big. Their vision is, yeah, I have to earn profit, right? I have to become rich, right? I want to earn a lot revenue, right? Right, students, is
Yes,
it clear?
Yes, sir.
So practically it's all about the object, vision, purpose of the person who is opening the business, which is going to determine that what nature of business he is going to open, what nature of model of business he is going to opt. If you are having a long term vision, if you're looking for scalability, if you want to be system driven, if you are along with earning or minting the monies, want to serve the large population of community, then definitely you will go ahead with formal organization, right? You would not bother about the hustle, you would not bother about the transparency, you would not be bothered about the legal formalities, right? But if your thinking is quite shrinked, and you are like, okay, it's all about, if I could manage, I can open 2 3 shops or 2 3 branches of my shop, and I'm okay with that. I'm not looking for any further scalability. I'm not willing to serve a large amount or large population of community. I'm okay with certain profitability, and I'm not looking for system driven approach. I'm okay with I want my business to be dependent on me, and I want full power on my business. I'm not willing to dilute my power. I'm not willing to dilute my authority. I'm like, I just want it to be the king of my business. Go ahead with proprietorship firm or partnership firm, right? Got my point, students? Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear?
Yes, sir.
So it's all about vision. Got my point? So now further, if we'll proceed further, students, then the other aspect of the chapter is starting with what factors that will, help you to determine that which kind of or form of business entity you should, open. I told you in my above explanation itself that see, there are lot many things that will affect that what nature of business you guys are going to open, what form of business entity you guys are going to choose. So first is the vision of the founder, the purpose or the objective of the founder, right? I told you very clearly, right? Like when it comes to Radhakishan Nammani, that is the founder of DMart, definitely he would have a vision that he just wanted to serve the entire middle class community or section of this nation, right? That is why he has opened a DMart, right? But if I would talk about the purpose or vision of the shop owner of my vicinity who is running a grocery store, his vision, his purpose, or his object was just to earn profit or book certain profit and earn his livelihood, right? That was having his objective, right? That is why he has just opened a shop, right? Right,
Yes, sir.
students? Is it clear? So the first
Yes,
thing
sir.
that will influence
Yes, sir.
the first thing that will influence your choice of form of business entity will be your purpose and objective, right? Second is the scalability. Scalability, like if you are willing to open a business and where you are willing to scale like anything, like if I'm talking about Theo Broma, or some kind of other bakeries which is having a kind of nationwide or a statewide or citywide scalability opinion, then definitely they'll open a formal organization, right? But if I would talk about a local brand, say Cake of the Day or something, they would have a clear option that they do not want to extend beyond Mira Road or Mira Bhainder. So definitely they'll go ahead with a partnership firm or a proprietorship firm, right? Right, students? Got my
Yes,
point?
sir.
Got my
Yes,
point?
sir.
Third is also dependent upon the type of business. See, beta, now there are certain businesses that cannot be opened as a proprietorship firm. Think about a bank. If I'm seeking to open a bank, do you think that I can open it as a proprietorship firm or a partnership firm? Answer would be no, not at all possible, because RBI would ask me, Rahul, you need to have a company, then only you can open a bank, right? Right, students?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
If I want to open an insurance business, can I open it as a proprietorship firm? Answer would be no, I cannot open it as a proprietorship firm. The IRDAI will ask me, Rahul, you need to have a company if you're willing to open a insurance company, right?
Insurance.
Right, students? So it is also the nature or type of business activity that will determine whether I need to have a formal organization or I need to have an informal business organization, right? So
Yes,
three
sir.
element will help me to determine what nature of business organization I would open. The first one is purpose and objective of the founder. The second one would be the nature of business activity or type of business activity, and the third one, the scalability. Right, students,
Yes,
got my
sir.
point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got my point, students. Now they are talking about now they'll teach you all types of or form of business organizations or students. Okay, so the first form of business organization is sole proprietorship firm. Okay, so whenever we are talking about sole proprietorship firm, I would say that it is the oldest uh, just switch off your mic because it will affect this thing recording. So see, students, when it comes to sole proprietorship firm, what is sole proprietorship firm? Sole proprietorship firm is the traditional method of running a business where the entire ownership of the assets of the business lies with one single person, right? There is no formality required if you are willing to open a proprietorship firm, and even there is no separate income tax return need to be filed when it comes to proprietorship firm, because the proprietor himself will file income of his proprietorship business from in his own income tax returns, right, students. But
Yes, sir.
we know that it's not true always that proprietorship firm does not require any registration. You have gone through with various labor laws which states that if you are having number of employees 10 or more, you have to get yourself registered with ESI, or you have to get registered with PF authorities, right? So you may require certain kinds of local licenses or certain kinds of labor law registration if you are having certain number of employees, right? But that is totally dependent upon number of employees and the state requirement, right? Nationally it does not require. No national law is asking you that if you want to open a proprietorship firm, you have to get yourself registered as a proprietorship firm, right, including income tax law. Got my point, students, है ना? We know that when it comes to proprietorship firm, in proprietorship firm, the owner will have unlimited liability, logical, and it is not just unlimited liability, beta. It is even personal liability, right? It's not just unlimited liability. Even you can have a company where your liability is unlimited, but unlimited and personal liability is having a huge difference. See, when it comes to unlimited and personal liability means your personal assets are available to discharge the liability of business, right? Tomorrow if your business would fail, the code will ask you to sell out your own flat, sell out the jewelry of your wife, or sell out whatever assets does belongs to your family or dependent, in order to pay out the liabilities of your business, right? So these kind of status you will get in terms of sole proprietorship firm, right? You will have unlimited plus personal liability, right,
Yes,
students,
sir.
got my point?
Yes, sir.
Further, now you would have an option now under Companies Act 2013. If you're willing to seek control and you do not want to share your authority, or you just wanted to be the king of your own business, better option is, rather than going ahead with proprietorship firm where you will have unlimited personal liability, you may have limited liability, no personal liability at all, and you will get easy funding, and whatever drawback associated with sole proprietorship is that will not be there. You can register a one person company. Okay, as per section 2 subsection 62 of Companies Act 2013, better to convert your sole proprietorship firm into what, beta, one person company. Got my point? Is it clear? Is it clear,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
students?
Yes.
I
Yes,
know.
sir.
Now the
Yes, sir.
next thing is, beta, the next topic is about partnership firm. These all aspects you must have done in your 12th or standard or something, because it was the part of syllabus, but I am covering it from the point of view of law and practical understanding. Now when it comes to partnership firm, first or foremost thing about partnership firm is, beta, partnership firm is a contractual relationship. Remember, it is arises from a contract, it origins from the contract. If you are not into a contractual relationship, you cannot be treated as partner. If two brothers are working together, because of their relationship they are not partner at all, until and unless whether orally or in writing they have get into a contract. If they haven't get into a contract, if they haven't get into an agreement, there will be co-ownership of business, but it cannot be classified as a partnership. Is it clear? So in order to have a partnership, First thing, Section 4 defines the term partnership and Partnership Act 1932, which states that partnership is a result of agreement, partnership is a result of contract. Okay, a co-ownership is not a partnership at all. Got my point? Is it clear, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Second
sir.
is, in the partnership, if you want to become a partner, sharing of profit is mandatory, sharing of loss is not at all mandatory. You can get few partners where you will share only your profits, you are not going to share the losses with them. So sharing of profit is essential if you want to have a partnership. For example, being a practicing company secretary, if somebody would ask me that, Rahul, would you like to be a partner of my firm, then I would say that, see, yaar, I can be your partner and definitely my consultancy is going to be free for you. I'm not going to charge anything for my legal consultancy, but I'm not willing to take the risk in your business. I just wanted to be your partner for profits. You just give me 10% of whatever you will earn in a year as my, share of profit, and I'm okay with that. But don't expect me to share the losses. So can I be treated as partner? Answer would be yes, I can be treated as a partner, because in order to develop a partnership, it is not required to share the losses. Sharing of profit is essential. Got my point? Is it clear, students? Is it
Yes,
clear?
Yes.
The
Yes, sir.
yes,
third
sir.
aspect, the third aspect of a partnership is, in order to have a partnership, you need to have a business. If you are not having a business, you cannot have a partnership. Now, what do you mean by business, beta? Whenever we are talking about business, business shows an activity which is uncertain. You may have profits in business, you may have losses in business, right? There is no certainty of profitability. For example, yesterday Dilishri called me and said that, Rahul sir, let's buy a property together in Chennai. We'll rent it out and we'll earn rental income from the same. 50% you can keep, 50% I'll keep. So in that situation, I'm sorry, students. In that situation, will we be treated as owner of a business? Answer would be no. We are owner of a joint property, right? We have certainty of profits, right? We are not taking any kind of risk, right? And we are pretty sure that every year our property is going to earn a revenue or an income of 6 lakhs a year, right? 50,000 a month, right? And 25,000 she'll keep, 25,000 I'll keep. So it is a co-ownership, it is a joint ownership, it is not a partnership, right? Right, students? There is no
Yes, sir.
business amongst us, right? Got my point? Is it
Yes, sir.
clear? So if somebody would ask you about Section 4 of Partnership Act, partnership is nothing more than a relationship with between two or more persons. Such relationship should come out from a contract. A non-contractual relationship cannot be a partnership. Sharing of profit is mandatory in order to be a partner. Sharing of losses is not essential. There should be a business, not a co-ownership, right? Right, students? And a fourth and
Yes,
a
sir.
very important thing, beta, you cannot have a proprietorship firm or partnership firm for not for profit purposes. Means you can register a company as an NGO or NPO, not for profit organization, where they'll take money from you and they'll serve the society and they will not give you anything in return, because you have made some certain contribution. You know the concept of NGO and NPO, right? So you cannot register a charitable organization as a partnership firm. Okay. A partnership firm cannot have a charity object. Got my point? You can register a partnership firm only for profit making object. You cannot register a partnership firm for charitable object. Got my point? Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
yes,
it
sir.
clear, student? And
Yes,
fifth
sir.
and the last thing is very clear. It is not required that all partner will be the operational partner or active partner or participates in the operations of the fund. Some partners may be passive partner. If you have ever watched Shark Tank seasons, then you must have heard that, although they are acting a lot, they are overacting a lot, but they are saying sometimes, if you have heard that my time is very valuable, I cannot commit much time in your business, I can put only investment, you don't expect me that I'm going to watch or monitor your business activities. You must have heard about it, right? Right, students,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Even I have seen one episode in which one person, one YouTuber has came and he said that I am not seeking any funding from you. I just want 30 hours a year. You should spend in my business and guide me that how I can scale my business. Then they said, no, no, 30 hours are too much. We cannot commit that. What they are doing, beta, they are just putting the investment in your business, right? They are the passive partners. They are not going to participate in your business activity. What they are giving you just the funding, and after funding they are seeking returns, right? So those who are not in operations of the business will be treated as dormant partner or passive partner, but those who are in operations will be treated as what, beta? Active partners, right? Right, students,
Yes, sir.
look,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
like if tomorrow I'll buy 100 shares of Reliance Industries Limited, will I be become an operational partner or operational organ of Reliance Industries Limited? Answer would be not at all possible. Why? They are not going to take any advice or opinion from me. They are not allowing me to sit in their offices and intervene in the operations. I am a passive partner. I am just funding them, and when they will distribute profit or their business will grow, I'll get the returns out of it, right? Right, students, got my point? So
Yes, sir.
section 4. So if someone will tell me, Rahul, tell me the features of partnerships of firm, so I would say that there should be minimum two person may be a natural person or artificial person. It is not required that only natural persons can form the partnership. See, Starbucks and Tata, they have into a partnership for beverage business, right? So beverage business के लिए they are into their partnership and they are running the show like anything, right? So logically, two companies can also get into partnership, right? Right, students.
Yes,
Second,
sir.
sharing of profit is essential. Sharing of loss is not essential. There should be a contract between them. Non-contractual relationship cannot be a partnership. Business should be profit oriented business. You cannot have a partnership firm for charitable object. Fifth one, you need to have a business. If there is a business, there will be a partnership firm. If you are having certainty of income, co-ownership or joint ownership, that cannot be a partnership firm. Further, and the last thing, there may be several active partners, will be several passive partners, right? Passive are those who are dormant, putting money, watching the show, enjoying the revenue, right? And active one is putting the hard work, putting the money, enjoying and not taking the pains, right? And getting the returns, right? Right,
Yes, sir.
students, is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Got my point?
Yes,
So that is section 4. Now when it comes to section 464 of Companies Act 2013, so if we'll go through with section 464 of Companies Act 2013, see beta, what is registration? So if somebody would ask me, Rahul, what is registration? I would say that here it's not, it seems to be simple, but it's not a simple thing. See, what they are doing during registration, they are recording my credentials, right? Like if I'm getting Aadhaar card, my biometrics, right? My all other details are being connected with the government, right? Now I would become quite traceable, right? Right, students,
yes,
right?
sir.
What is the intention of making it mandatory to register yourself? If you're registering yourself with the governmental body, what the government is doing, government is keeping your identification document, government is preserving your identity, right? Tomorrow if you'll commit some fraud or if you'll commit some crime, then you would be quite very very much traceable, right? Right, students, it's a kind of I would say that a risk mitigation exercise for the government, right? Right, students,
Yes,
right?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I feel it like. Do you feel the same, right? It's a risk mitigation, risk reduction exercise of the government when they are saying take Aadhaar card, get your Aadhaar card linked with your mobile number, get your Aadhaar card linked with your bank account. These all are what, students? I feel it's a risk management exercise of the government. Government is managing the risk associated with each and every individual, right? Right, students. So
Yes,
in the
sir.
same way, if you're running a large scale business, okay, so law clearly states that law clearly states that if you're running a partnership firm, if you're running a profit making business, this rule is 464 is not going to be applicable on charitable organization, will not be applicable on not for profit organizations, okay. So they are saying that as per section 464 of Companies Act 2013, if you're running a show that is a business for profit purpose, maximum number of partner in a partnership firm can be maximum 50. Means how many number of partners can have in a partnership firm? Beta 50 partners. Okay. In future, central government if finds it suitable can make it 100, but as of now it is 50 only. So if I'm running a business where the number of partners is up to 50, I am not under a mandatory requirement to register myself as a limited liability partnership firm or as a company. My registration of firm is not at all mandatory. It's